City of Hornell Industrial Development Agency. We do have a quorum. I'd like to ask for the secretary's report. John?
I'll accept the motion to accept the secretary's report that's in your packet.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any questions? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Thank you. Next, treasurer's report. Ed?
So distributed electronically via email and in your packet is the May report. And I will also accept, hopefully help have a first or second. There you go. Thank you, John.
Yep.
Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Committee reports, John?
Audit committee paid bills out of the operating account of $218,316.49. And out of the escrow account, $15,984.36.
I've got to be excused for just a second for that one thing.
Just pause now.
That process.
Keep going.
So I don't know if we cut off, but the escrow account, we paid out $15,984.36, which was pilots, for pilots.
Thank you, John.
So we got a motion by Rick, second by John. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Personnel, there is nothing to report. Governance, Rick?
Governance committee met quickly just to discuss the West Street property bids that went out. And actually, that's what Mike excused himself, just asked a question to one of the bidders. But we'll hold off on any of that information until Mike is back.
Okay. Should we mute that until he?
I think we should pause until Mike gets back.
Mike will cut that out and usually any dead air space, he'll cut it out. Thank you.
All right.
I'll take a motion from John, second from Rick, according to,
Motion to go into executive session for the purposes of contractual issues. So. I'll
we're
make a
now in
motion.
executive session.
Second.
I'll ask. We are back in regular session.
Finish up governance.
Okay, Rick,
Um,
let you finish.
So regarding the West Street property bids, Mike is going to reach out and ask some additional questions to those that have responded to the RFP, and we will reconvene at a future date. That's all I have.
Probably in a special meeting, hopefully in a short period of time, a week or two.
We can do something pretty quick in the morning.
Okay.
Just need more details.
Very good.
I think just more clarification. Really.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Next, executive director's report.
Okay. Tim Hortons, the new pawn shop, has requested sales tax exemption. At this time, they've requested exemption on $400,000 worth of purchases, which would amount to $32,000. We've talked to them in the past. I would recommend we do this. It's a good addition to the city. It also took care of a well-known spot that would have been empty. So I would recommend that we approve this and give them sales tax.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
That's a nice project. They're moving right along over there.
They are.
Wow, they certainly are. I couldn't get over it.
Yeah, they're really go-getters too, because I talked to their office in Jamestown. We've got quite a few employees too. You
Yeah.
never talked to the same receptionist twice. I think he does well. I think they work hard. The city has requested that the IDA donate property that we own over on Shaman Drive. It's between our new parking lot across from the car sale shop that Alston owns and the park itself. At this point in time, it's just a grown over area. It would make that a useful spot and would put a nice building on it. So I would recommend, they're looking at approximately 1 acre, give or take. I would recommend we make the donation and give them the land.
Is there a berm on there right now in that section? Is there?
The berm
Is further?
It's
I
flat.
was just curious, yeah.
That's all flat area right there.
So can I have a motion to make that donation?
So moved.
Any questions, comments? All in favor?
What
Carried.
would be the time frame on that?
We're talking about partnering with BOCES to actually build it. So we have to, it could be as soon as this fall. We have, the BOCES house is basically complete up on Upper Bennett. So our guys will now turn their focus over on Madison Ave. So right now, as we sit here, we don't have the next BOCES house scheduled. So this might kind of take place of that.
Was it for a carpenter shop or something or?
Yeah, carpenter shop. So we have the carpenter shop on the school district property over there, adjacent to the tennis courts. So the school district has long wanted, they just want to open up. Yeah, they want to open up that space and, and it makes more sense for their, for their plan. But so this would be, where we would relocate.
Good spot.
Yeah.
Good spot for
And we do have facilities over here, so it would be kind of a nice tie into that.
Perfect.
It's off the beaten path, obviously.
Okay, the other thing, update on the Tuttle's building, there's a lot of concern, especially by the vendors in there using the back door. We put money into the back door. That entrance is nice. Evidently, people just don't look at it. But I wasn't real happy with the timeframe it was getting done in because we already have talked to an engineering firm about it. I talked to another employee of them today. I believe he will move it forward pretty quick. So we'll have that inspection, then they'll tell us what the most cost-effective way of fixing it is. But when I talked to him today, he thought we'd have something rolling next week. And that is all I have.
Okay. I guess we don't need another executive session, right?
No.
Any old business? Any new business?
The new business we have, there's a bill that had passed the state assembly and state senate. And what the bill would do is it basically usurp home rule and mandate that all IDAs, county, city, or otherwise, would have to have a school board member and also a member of a labor organization or union. The New York Conference of Mayors has come out in opposition to this. We've had several conversations with other IDAs and economic developers, and everyone that I've talked to has been in opposition of it as well. The bill has not yet reached the governor's desk, but it is assumed that it will sometime in the next few weeks, the next few months. Usually, there's a rush at the end of the legislative session. Pass all these bills and they kind of they sit there for a while. The governor calls up, X amount of bills at a time. So, when this will reach your desk, we don't really know. But in the meantime, there is, an opportunity to weigh in and, express our concerns. I'll just read the resolution aloud. It says, whereas Bill S4040 /A7 532 would usurp home rule by requiring local authorities to appoint interest groups to IDA boards. And whereas if said bill were to become law, it would give the school district or school board, school superintendent the authority to appoint their own rep, usurping the local appointing body. And whereas the Hornell Industrial Development Agency has the following concerns. This bill does not address the issue around IDAs that have multiple school districts in their communities, such as the city of Hornell. We have the Hornell and Arcora school districts that reside in the city. The northern point of the city has the Arcora school district. Maintaining smaller board size, 3 to 7 members, with the new required members will create potential quorum issues, not to mention project organizational issues for smaller IDAs that have only 3 members regularly, and 2 would be mandated. That can become a real challenge. Members representing other interest groups are often conflicted with duty of care responsibility. This will likely apply to labor and school appointees. Conflict of interest with projects in the school's jurisdictions. Perception of conflict can also be considered a conflict. Will that defeat the intent? Will school districts be okay for one district to represent all? And there's some downstate counties that have, a dozen or 20, different, or even more. So, how do you wrestle with that? Legal counsel will likely require they recuse from voting on participating discussions on projects that would impact their district. This would set a precedent for other interest groups to get mandated seats on locally appointed boards, not just IDA boards. The new language around temporarily increasing board size until such time as non-mandatory members resign will create all sorts of compliance issues and likely wouldn't pass legal challenges. Further, mandating school board members and labor union officials to serve as IDA members would certainly create situations where the new members have little to no economic development knowledge or experience. This would undermine an IDA's ability to carry out its mission, which is to promote and foster economic development. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hornell Industrial Development Agency opposes Bill S4040 /A7 532 and urges the governor to stand with economic development and oppose this legislation. So,
Need a motion?
is there a motion?
Okay.
I'll second it.
Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
I think they gave me the name of the governor.
I have the email, which I can forward to you and Margie. You can, once you have the official resolution certified, you can send it to the email. I'll provide that to you.
I'm gonna have to sign that, I think, right?
Yeah, the secretary page, yeah.
Anything else under new business?
Not for me.
That's all I
I
have.
get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We're now adjourned.